Hello everyone, it's me, and today I'll be doing my genetic analysis report. This is more like a lifestyle report, and this is from the website iSearch me for genome. So this is physically I've only taken one test, which is my heritage, and I did mention that in other videos that I've only taken one test. And I did upload to other websites as well and all of that stuff. And you should read, there's a total of 52 items, but I'll go through them quickly. So this information is not medical advice, nor it is intended to be used for any diagnostic purpose. Please talk to a healthcare provider if you have any questions about the condition. So you shouldn't self-diagnose, basically, because it's not always accurate. You need to go to a doctor if you think you have a problem with that. So my results are sun sneeze, so photophotic sneeze reflex, less likely to sneeze. Sun sneeze. When it's sunny, some people have that. They tend to sneeze when it's sunny. When the sun gets bright and that. Nearsightedness. Some below average risk of nearsightedness expected. But I could still be at risk. But they said they confound. And you get this, when you click on it, you get 17 genomes were tested and analysis for nearsightedness. Among the 70 genotypes, there have been 21 variations found in your gene. So this is like the name of the genes. I'm not entirely familiar with this because I was not good at science in school, so you couldn't really ask me these type of questions. And it gives you like a percentage. So mine was like 22%. So this one I do wear glasses, but because of this, I think that's why I was wearing sunglasses. I'm wearing glasses right now. I've only started wearing glasses like late last year actually, when I started university last year, and the astigmatism is the one that my doctor said I had, because I'm kind of cross-eyed, I think. But I'm below average risk, but I still could have it. If there's any problems, my doctor said I could. The optician that I went to, he said I could go and see an eye specialist, And farsightedness, so I'm above average risk of farsightedness. Yeah, because I don't like, when it comes to close, I find it hard to concentrate when something's really close. So I do struggle to concentrate on a book or something. I find it hard to read books because I'm farsighted. I can only do things, see from far, not close, because it does give me a headache and all that stuff. It kind of is true. And height is less likely to be shorter than average. I kind of don't believe that's true. I'm kind of taller than what they say. I think I'm around average. I wouldn't say I'm shorter than average. So that's kind of wrong. And chronotype. So expect to be a morning person. Well, I do wake up in the mornings, but I wouldn't say I'm a morning person. But I'm up most mornings because, activities. But it's just a natural thing. But I'm not a morning person, I would say. Sometimes I wake up around 8, 9, sometimes even 11 o'clock or 11:30 for I care, because it depends on the person's sleeping patterns, you know. So I wouldn't say I'm a morning person in that. But they say I'm a morning person because maybe that's why, because I always seem to wake up in the morning, not in the afternoon and that. Sleep duration is about average sleep duration expected. So I do have an average time. The good bit is that my sleep duration is quite good. Because I do tend to sleep less than 8 hours. But you're not supposed to have too much sleep. Because of certain, I think one of my teachers was mentioning it to someone. And I overheard their conversation about it. That they shouldn't have too much sleep because it can, you know, make you feel like tired, lethargic or something. But I do tend to have average. I tend to sleep around 5 to 6 hours. I don't really. Sometimes 7 or 8. Depends how I feel. But mostly I don't really keep track of my sleep. Maybe I should do a video about apps that can help with sleep or something. Caffeine consumption, about average caffeine consumption. I don't really drink a lot of coffee, to be fair. I do occasionally, not a lot, because I'm not a huge caffeine drinker, you know. Energy drinks have caffeine in them. Lots of foods and drinks have caffeine. It's not just coffee. It's chocolate and all that stuff. I don't have it every day. I do love chocolate, but I don't have chocolate every day. So I don't consume a lot of caffeine. Tea is even a caffeinated drink as well, you know. So I wouldn't say I don't really consume a lot of caffeine. And this one is, I'm not sure what this means, but I'll check what it means now. About average triglyceride level expected after a high fat meal. And mine was about average. And this means, this is about a high fat diet. Refers to a diet composed of 60% fat, 25% carbohydrate and 15% protein. Although fat is one of the essential macronutrient for our body, too much fat from a high fat diet may exacerbate many chronic health problems. Research has found that triglycerides response to a high fat meal affects cardiovascular disease and is influenced by genes and the environment. And this is like, triglycerides are the most common type of fats in terms of your body. They come from what you eat, especially butter, oil, other fats, from extra calories, my bad. Your body changes from calories to triglycerides and stores them in fat cells. Then your body releases triglycerides when it requires extra energy. Well, if you overdo, I try not to eat a lot of unhealthy food because of what my family says. Because there's certain things, I know certain conditions run in my family, like high blood pressure and, you know, cholesterol levels, I think, or something like that. And there's a below average triglyceride level expected. I do think I eat a lot of junk food, but I didn't know that was the case. Low average. I think I'm about average on that one. I try to balance my meals out, but I wouldn't say it's below. Above average HDL cholesterol level expected. Well, I'm not sure about this one actually. Just why I'm checking through. So I know what cholesterol is, but I think this is like high density, high diet cholesterol or something like that, or high density or whatever. I'm not really familiar with these terms here. I might have to look into those. I may do separate videos on whether these things are really accurate or not. But that'll be in the future. I won't do it now. And lower cholesterol. The LDL cholesterol levels. So and total cholesterol is below average. So body mass index likely to be slim. I don't believe I used to be slim, but I'm not that slim anymore, so I wouldn't say that's right. Because I did check my weight the other day, it was over. I did gain a lot of weight. I think I'm not going to tell you much, but I know that I'm not that slim. But I don't want to damage anybody's. Some people who've experienced these problems shouldn't do this. Shouldn't take these type of tests, because I wouldn't recommend it. If you have an eating disorder or triggering behaviour or whatever. And blood glucose above average. Risk of high blood sugar. Yep. It happens. My mum has it. My mum has a high... She has high blood pressure, not high blood glucose. I think it's common in people who are black, African descent, to have high blood sugar. I don't think I'm that surprised about that one. And I do eat a lot of sugar, which is not good. But you could tell me in the comments if you want me to do fitness videos or something. A fitness app video or something. So likely to have average bone density. That's if you... Yeah. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't say I do have great movement. As long as I do like decent amount of exercise or movement, that's when this would stay the way it should stay. My mum and my grandma both have arthritis. That's because they don't do a lot of exercise or movement, or they don't look after their bones or something. And gambling's below average risk of gambling addiction. I don't really gamble that much. People tell me to take risks and I refuse most times. My friends, my cousin even made me go on the ride. I really disliked it, but I do have a fear of that heights and that. But that's nothing to... I'm not really a gambler, I would say. Because I don't really like to gamble that much. Unless it needs to be looked into, so I wouldn't gamble my chances on it unless it's looked into. And it's trustworthy. So less likely to worry less. That is total crap. I do worry too much about lots of things. I was worrying about whether I would be able to get my work done. I was worrying on Sunday about my film for a client. Now, so worried that I don't know if I did the right work or something. And above average aggression expected, because I do have a bad temper, so that's... But I have worked on it, but sometimes I still get a bit angry with people. Or I sound like I'm aggressive, but I'm not an aggressive person. It's just that I can get angry pretty easily, maybe. Adventurousness is likely to be average. So that's true, because I'm not overly adventurous, but I do like to go places, like explore new things and that. I like to, whether it's a subject, a career or something like that, or a new hobby or course that I've signed up to, or a new country, I would want to go and explore. But I wouldn't overdo it because of I do get very skeptical sometimes about certain things. And it's not always ideal if I don't trust it or I don't want to do it, I may have to sit back slightly. So extroversion, introversion is likely to be mixed. Well, I think I'm more introverted than being mixed. But I can socialise with people. But I do find socialising very hard. But I'm not too bad when I'm in certain environments. I do like crowded environments. I do and don't like people being around me. I do like people because I do feel like I need somebody, like a friend or a companion or something. But I don't like it because it gets too much, and I do find social events very overwhelming, you know. But it's a good way to get to know people. But crowds is something that I'm not really keen on most of the time. Unless if it's a decent amount of people that's not going to overwhelm me. So folate is less likely to have good folate metabolism. Well, I did go to my doctor last year. I think I went for a checkup, and I did get a low metabolism. I do have low metabolisms because I don't digest meals that quickly. And vitamin B12, I'm below average of vitamin B12, which is in things in beans. I don't think I'm below average on that. I think it's in certain foods that have it. I have to eat foods that have vitamin B12. I'm not the expert. You can put in the comments if you know more about this than I do. I'm a filmmaker, not a scientist. So I'm a film director, or mainly I'm a filmmaker than a scientist. So above average calcium level expected. Well, yeah. I think I do drink a lot of milk and that. Even though I'm not supposed to really, because partly my grandma thought I might be lactose intolerant. I haven't really done any tests to go and find out about that. But sometimes if I have too much milk, it makes me feel ill. It makes me go to the toilet. But I thought it was a normal thing for me to do. Sometimes I do have stomach problems, but I wouldn't say. I haven't really done go to a doctor for a blood test to see if I'm having any problems with calcium intake. So, and my sister and my uncle are my sister's lactose intolerant, and my uncle as well. I think my cousin too, she is lactose intolerant. So, response to saturated fat intake. There's average likelihood of a high BMI due to... Yeah. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Because the other bits... You know the bit where it said I was likely to be slim? It wasn't... I look slim, but I'm not actually that slim. It's my stomach that makes me not... I do put on more weight around the stomach than anywhere else. Unless I lose the stomach, that's when I will be slimmer. Or I could have water retention, because I was talking to my uncle about it. My other uncle. Not the one with lactose intolerance, but the one who's... give me advice on most things. He says that I might have water retention, which could explain why I keep gaining weight. Due to... I think I eat too much salty food. Or I eat too much junk. But I do try to eat healthier. But it's not really easy for me to do it because I do get tempted. So, vitamin C. Well, some people say vitamin, but I will say vitamin C. Above average vitamin C level. Yeah, because I have. My grandma is into oranges and she loves oranges. And I eat them as well, my mum. I don't really eat a lot of fruits, but lots of fruits have citrus in them and juices as well. But they're not natural juices. They're like artificial preservatives and whatever. But I do have above average. So I'm not really that surprised. And above average vitamin A. Yeah, vitamin A is really good for you. Like, it strengthens your bones and that. Like, and it helps you improve eyesight and improves your body, your mind as well. So I do think it's good to have vitamin A. It's much healthier if you have. Because I'm above average on that. I think I eat a lot of spinach. That's why I got that result. Then vitamin B6. Above average. I'm not sure about that one. But I do hear in adverts it's good for bones and keeping them strong and that. I think it's kind of similar to the other one. And omega-3. So I'm above average. I don't really eat a lot of fish and oily foods. Anything that has fish in it. I don't really eat a lot of it. But I think I do. I know I eat a lot of fatty food. Not a lot of it, but I do eat some of it. So I do eat fish, but I don't really like it most of the time. Unless it's a fish. It depends what fish it is. But salmon has omega-3s in it. Or mackerel, which I don't like. But I like salmon. So I do think I eat a lot of fish. A lot of vitamin omega-3 acids, oils in it. So omega-6 above average. Not really sure about this one. I might look into that one. Weight, hip ratio tends to be average. Waist hip ratio. I'm not sure about that one. I don't really measure myself. Above average body fat expected. I'm not entirely sure about that. Obesity, below average risk of obesity. Yeah, I'm not really that obese, to be honest. I am overweight, which I need to go to the gym for or work out in my backyard and stuff. So I'm not sure what this one, BMR, about average BMR expected. And energy intake about average total calories consumption expected. Yeah, I think I do eat around 2,000 calories for women and 2,500 for men. I'm trying to remember more on that one. Because I'm a very busy woman, so I should eat around that. And carbohydrate intake about average carbohydrate consumption expected. I do eat a lot. You have to, it's part of your diet. And muscle endurance around above average muscle endurance expected. I'm not sure how. I think I'm quite strong, but I don't really lift a lot of weights because. No, I do find going to the gym quite intimidating. And sprint is about average sprint ability, trainability expected. Well, people used to say that I'm quite quick when I was in my sporty days, but I'm not very sporty anymore. So I've lost that pizzazz, but I might get back into it. So power athletic performance, about average power athletic performance expected. Okay. Flexibility, about above average flexibility. Oh no. I'm not that flexible. I can't even do the splits. I even tried. And I even pretended that I could do it to my friends. I told my friends that I could do splits. But I've only practiced that a few times, so I'm not very good with that. About below average heart rate recovery rate expected. So don't think that's true, but I'm not sure. The lower body strength, so about average lower body strength expected. So I do have strong legs and that. If you have good endurance, that's gonna help you. So I do think I have great athleticism and that. And this one's more likely to have freckles. I don't actually have freckles, to be fair. I have birthmarks, but not freckles. But they're not very seen. They're not that noticeable. But I don't have any freckles. Less likely to get tanned easily. Well, it takes me forever to tan, even though I'm like a lighter brown colour. But I do take a bit of time to tan. But I do tan eventually, but it just needs more time. I just need more time to do that. So more likely to get acne, yes, I currently have acne. I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. Less likely to have thin hair, obviously. I have struggled with my hair, because my hair is quite thin. I do have thin strands of hair. That's why I've been using thickening hair products, because my hair is not that thick. I don't have naturally thick hair. My hair is kind of thin. And I have to, with thin hair, it's not easy to maintain it, you know. So below average risk of spot baldness expected, because I don't really get bald. I did have a bald patch, but it wasn't that major. So I wouldn't, because I do tend to have a lot of hair, even though my hair is very thin. And male pattern baldness. I'm not really a man, so I couldn't really talk about this one. So that's below average risk. And hair type is likely to have wavy hair type. I do have curly hair, actually. I don't have wavy hair. I have curly hair. My hair is much more curlier than wavy, I would say. Pigmentation below average risk of pigmentation expected. I don't know, maybe. But I tend to notice pigmentation on my arms and legs quick. Because when I tan in the sun, I do take a long time to tan. But when it's winter time, it's harder for me to get rid of the tan. It takes me like a few months or so. Until it's winter time, that's when I could get rid of it. It's gone practically. And I do suffer from pigmentation on my elbows and my knees and that. On my feet as well, because I do have it a bit of it on my neck as well, under my eyes. That's pigmentation. If you have hyperpigmentation, I think that's not entirely true what they're saying here. So likely to have slower skin aging. Yeah. People say that I tend to look younger than my original age. So that is possible, yeah. Because I think naturally my grandma's in her 70s, but she tends to look like she's in her 60s or 50s. She looks like 10 years or 20 years younger than her original age. And my mum, she looks young, like she's in her 40s, but she's very young for age. She looks like she's going to be 20 or something. So we do have that gene of age, the anti-aging gene. Less likely to have high skin elasticity, whatever. Sorry, I always get those type of words wrong. So that is kind of true. It's because I have loose skin, I think. My skin's kind of loose. I don't know the reason for that one. So this is it. It's best if you've done 23andMe, and you've done this type of test, you kind of would have been familiar with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I bored you with my long talk, but I'll see you. If you want me to do any videos about any of the subjects or relating to the subjects that I've mentioned, please comment down below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.